Hi everybody. Hi. Hello, my name is Chineye Chukai Pere and I've come again to share my IBC stories with you guys. How are you all doing? Welcome to my channel. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and thanks to new people coming over to spend time with me. So, my dear, one day a friend told me, hey, they have a teacher's fair somewhere in town, probably around Decatur, and we lived in Loganville. So, my dear, I didn't know the way to that place. At that point, I hadn't got my driver's license. My husband passed his own. I didn't pass. So, I thought my husband would take me. That day, they were playing this soccer match. The guy was like, hey, no, have I already got my license? Probably I have. I believe I may have, but I wasn't driving on the highway. I was still like driving within town, okay, I think. So that day he was like, hey, just do your MapQuest. There was nothing like GPS that time. Do your MapQuest and start going. Go and find the place. I told him, hey, at least take me once, then I can now figure out how to go. He said it's not possible. So my dear, I printed MapQuest. I didn't know I needed to print coming home MapQuest. I printed the going. My intention was, is it not the same road you used to go, you should use to come, right? And by then, when you talk of east, west, north, and south, for me, I'm talking about me individually, I don't know about others. In Nigeria, nothing challenged my brain to be talking about you are driving on a road, you're moving east, you're moving west. I only know it on paper when we do as the crow flies, when we do those directions you draw. I was so good at it in geography and in mathematics, okay, on 2D. But in real life, in spatial space, man, my brain is not good with direction, or it was not good. I think I'm a lot better now because of GPS. I believe it's people like me that made them to invent that thing called GPS. So your sister started going to this job fair, okay? On my way, the exit I was supposed to take, okay? I was looking at the MapQuest. They said, take an exit to Decatur. I was looking for the exit, that sign. My goodness, do you know what happened? I don't know if I blinked or I looked down or what. I just missed it. So by the time I realized that I had passed the exit, I don't waka pass. And you know that MapQuest, once you make a mistake in your direction, I don't know, you have to turn around or something. That was where I confused myself. I turned around. I didn't know where I was again. I entered one gas station to go and ask questions because that's how we used to do that time. Gas stations, most times they have maps there. When I got there, luckily for me, a guy, an African American guy who was, in gas stations, they have stores, right? He was paying for something he bought in that gas station. So when he heard me telling the cashier that I was lost, he said, oh, I know where that is. I'll take you to where it is. So this guy now took me to where I drove behind him and he took me directly to where that job fair was. On getting to the job fair, feeling funky with my life, I didn't understand that, man, in as much as I was a teacher in Nigeria, who told me I would qualify to be a teacher here? Not like I shouldn't, but there are other things I needed to do. I still have to take a certification, that teacher's certification. I still, some of that, you don't just come from one African country and come here and situate yourself in any job you want. So they started asking me hard questions like, so are you going to be able to teach the children with songs? I was like, which kind of question be this? I have never taught mathematics with song. But what they meant is like timetable that we used to memorize 2 times 1, 2. You need to figure out a song that matches, how you can teach the children with songs so that it could make their learning easy. I didn't know. I wish there was something like YouTube. Right now, YouTube is there. I could just go to one YouTube video, look up alphabet song, maybe ABC song or 1, 2, 3 song or, sight word songs and all that. So at the end of the whole thing, I finished interviewing with the few spots that I saw there. It was now time to go. I didn't know where I was. Now, In my heart, this is me thinking like somebody who has mathematical sense. I said, okay, that means if the map said east while you were coming, then you have to do west when you're going. But that's not how big expressway, freeways work. They don't work that way, my dear. Hey, I didn't know if to go left or right when I came out on that road. I was confused, to be frank. Hey, I said, okay, let me just start driving. I started driving. I just could not make out where I was. I was lost. Let's put it that way. I was lost, okay? Then I started driving. And in my purse, and luckily for me, my brother's car, he fueled that car, he put gas in that car, and it was full tank. The only money I had in my pocket on that day, I think, was a $10 bill. I don't know, like, that was it. I started driving home. Even if somebody called me, like I called my husband, I told him, I don't know where I am. I don't even know. Like now, if you say, come and find me, I didn't know where I was. I started heading out, hoping to find myself on the express, on the freeway. Next thing I saw, CNN on my left. And I didn't want to enter a freeway I didn't know. So I wanted to do a U-turn. The only direction I could go was to enter that CNN. Before I could say Jack Robinson, there were 3 cars behind me. And you know, when you start entering those kind of gate, places that have, that you pay for parking ticket, it's one way. So as long as 3 people were behind me, there's no how I can tell them, oh God, please move back. I was only trying to do a U-turn. No, I had to start moving. I had to go into that CNN park. I got there. I now stayed a little, turned around to leave, thinking it's just coming and go. On leaving, there was a Somalia guy at the gate. I told the guy I was lost. I wasn't coming here. Can you just allow me to pass? The guy said, no, you have to pay for parking. No, I said, oh, I'm finished. Parking, which money? I didn't even realize I even had that $10 I had. I said, how much is the parking? He said $10. I said, I don't have any money on me. The guy insisted, though, that I must pay. If not, I'll remain there. I was like, hey. So luckily for me, I carried that $10, gave him. My journey has not started, though. My journey has not started. I now found myself on the freeway. How I got there, Chineye doesn't know. I started moving. And this is that ring road in Georgia. I knew that our exit was on that highway. I think it's highway 249. I don't remember. That one that just goes around. You'll be seeing exits to every part of Georgia. I don't remember. If you live in Georgia, you can put the name of that highway that connects Decatur everywhere in the, like, it's just a ring road. If you keep driving around it, you'll make a circle. Do you know how many times I circled around that freeway? I went around that circle. When I start coming to a place that is familiar to me, maybe places that we pass when we are going to church or somewhere, I'll say, hey, this place looks familiar. Before I know it, I'll pass the exit. When I'm looking for my exit, if I had known, I could have taken familiar exits that I knew. Then, from there, inside, I'll take and reach my house. But I'll be there looking for my particular exit. I ended up passing the thing. I kept going. My gas was going down. When I did that, when I circled that road again, I now found myself in Snellville exit. I now went in there and found myself at the African store where we buy things. I now stopped there. I think by then my phone may have died or something. Or whether I didn't even I remember to take the phone. I can't remember the story. But when I got to that African store, that was when I called my husband. I now know where I was. Okay. The man was at home, pissing on himself, blaming himself. Why? Because I was there begging him. I told him I couldn't go. I didn't know my way. Let him take me for the first time, then I can figure it out. He insisted I should go. So he was not feeling guilty. Who does he tell? My brother wasn't in town, okay? He traveled for work again. So he wasn't really there to tell him what to do. And I had the only car in the house. So he was dying. He was like, who should he call now to tell that that I was lost? He didn't know. So after resting in that our African store, and I entered back into my car and found my way home, because I knew my way from that store to the house. On getting to the house, he came to hug me. I just pushed him aside, went straight to bed. I laid down. This was what was in my head. That's the only thing I was seeing myself driving, because I had never in my life driven that quantity of distance in my entire life. Hey, so that was how your sister found herself in CNN that she never planned to go to. Yes, so it's not easy. And eventually I didn't get that job. Nobody called me back. That was when it dawned on me, man, we needed to, start somewhere before we start looking big. And that was actually where I decided, hey, you know what? If I really have to go to school to be a teacher, why not go to school to do something higher or something that pays better? I don't know. Because when I was a teacher in Nigeria, my husband didn't really like it. He said he didn't like teaching. It's not as if he was saying like he doesn't like how teachers bring their work home. That most times that teachers, they don't know how to work and their job ends at home. They will come home. Either they are marking scripts, or they are making lesson notes, or they are still thinking, they are so occupied. You are talking to them, they're absent-minded because they're thinking about what they're supposed to do in school the next day. And I agree with him, because that was actually how the kind of teacher I was. I was obsessed with teaching, that I was always thinking about my teaching, and every other thing that I was doing, it was occupying my mind that much. So I was like, okay, let me try and do something else that the work ends at work and you come home and you focus on home. So I'm going to stop here. Please bear with me. I'm saying all this is from my head. I'm remembering them, and I'm hoping that I'll keep remembering more, okay? Bye-bye. Have a blessed day.